I gave the shirt off my back, I gave my time. Watched you rise while I fell behind. You took your piece, you drained me dry. Left me broken and wondering why. They taught us straight would win the race. No lies, no cheating, just keep the faith. But the ones who play by every rule are the ones left looking like a fool. I was too nice for too damn long. I took the hits up here so strong. Now this fire burns inside, and you don't get to run and hide. I was born into chaos, I don't mind. You fear the beast I become, but he's of your design. You don't get to run and hide. I was born into chaos, I don't mind. You fear the beast I become, but he's of your design. This advocate speaks through the devil's eyes, while the sheep still follow their Judas lies. I lost my heart, they took my soul. Needed grace, but you stayed cold. But now you beg and now you plead. But I saw the wolf that you chose to feed. You call me a monster, but don't you see? Your hand shaped the fiend inside of me. Justice is failing, belief in the good runs low. And still you follow the Judas goat. You played your hand, you made your move. Now watch the reckoning that's coming for you. I was too nice for too damn long. I took the hits up here so strong. Now this fire burns inside, and you don't get to run and hide. I was born into chaos, I don't mind. You fear the beast I become, but he's of your design. The advocate speaks from the devil's eyes, and the sheep still follow their Judas lies. This advocate speaks from the devil's eyes, and the sheep still follow their Judas lies. Gets twisted, facts get sold. We cut through the noise, break.
Well, it has been a long time. Actually, it's only been about 4 weeks, I think. Welcome to TraneWreck'D. I am your host, Coltrane, and I guess I have some friends with me today. First of all, I'm guessing to my left, since it's flipped around, it is the lady of the house, Lady Coltrane.
Hello.
Here to the people. And making her return after like 50,000 years of just being ill, injured, caught up in tornadoes, kidnapped, all kind of shit. All the way from somewhere in the middle of God knows where in Nebraska, where, you know, you take a bus, you take a crop duster, you get off of there, you take another little bus, you get off that bus, you get in a cart, like with a donkey. Donkey takes you to the little horse that takes you to the big horse, and the big horse takes you to her house. So, welcome back, Miss JJ Jackson.
Hi guys, good to
Jackson,
be
if
back.
you're nasty.
Hello. Good to
So,
see you.
yeah, it's
Missed you
been
guys.
forever. Yeah, we missed you too. Shit. It's been a long, long time. Matter of fact, we almost got to hang out a couple of weeks ago, but no. Somebody had to, what'd you do, get sick or injured? I can't remember which one.
I think that was when I fell the first time.
Injured, yes. Yes, that's right. That's right. Because it was like the night before we were supposed to all get together at what was that place called? Whatever that bar was called, I forgot. What's up, Serve Up? And who else said something? CM Gonzo, how you doing, bro?
Hello.
Well, it is it's good to be back. Good to be back in front of a microphone, especially after the goddamn month I've had. Which, if any of you looked at the previews, easy for me to say. What's his name? Jay Foulade? Jai Foulade. What's up?
Late.
So anyway, as some of you may know, I did go to Nebraska. What about, God, it's damn near been a month, hasn't it?
Month, yep.
Already?
The days are long, but the years are short, man. But anyway, we'll get into that whole story about everything that happened. But let's just say I have never in any industry, in any part of the world, ever experienced the amount of ineptitude that I experienced on this trip. So it's mind-boggling how bad the customer service was. This isn't just like a bad trip. This is like, are you fucking kidding me? Am I getting punked right now? Like that's how bad it was. I literally thought I was like on Candid Camera or something, because there was no way a Fortune 500 company was making this many mistakes this hard, in one damn day. So
It happened.
Yep. You want to man the comments there, Shell?
Yep.
Because there you go.
Jake, I'm
my
doing
man's a
pretty
JJ
good.
fan.
I'm doing pretty good, much better.
Good. Yeah. I was kind of disappointed because I was looking forward to hanging out with you and stuff, and then to go down. But you want to tell everybody what exactly happened?
Well,
Here comes the story, Jake.
I was doing something. What was it? Oh, cleaning out my vacuum cleaner. And my sister called me, and I have an actual ringtone for her. And it was the middle of the day when she should be at work. And she hung up and she called me right back. And, you panic. You're like, okay, what just happened?
Yeah.
So I got up to walk across the room to get my phone, and I tripped on either the dog or the vacuum cleaner. Not sure which, but whatever it was, I went down hard.
Oof.
Hell.
And you're old when the people in your house come running and they're like, "Oh, are you okay?" I've got a 12-year-old that didn't even crack a smile. And
wow.
Black
folks, when somebody goes down, the laugh starts immediately.
Yeah. And I was like, oh no, like it was bad. But it ended up it wasn't broken, but this is the arm that my dialysis access is in.
Oof.
So you're supposed to guard it with your life. And it looks ugly anyway, but it was like this big.
Ugh.
Hurt like a son of a bitch. It was black and blue. It was bad. I don't know how I fell, but one of my boobs ended up being swollen. So one was swollen on this side and there was like nothing on this side. Fell on my leg. I just
bit it.
Yeah. I just,
and at the time, that shit ain't funny, but as I'm picturing that, boy, the way you described it, like all spread out.
Funny when I tried
to cartoon.
Because I got, when I did answer the phone, I told Quasha, "What's wrong?" And she was like, "Nothing. I was just calling to see what you were doing." Motherfucker, do you know what happened over here?
Piss you off more than anything, don't it?
I killed myself almost. And when I fell, I had my X-Acto knife in my hand.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Thankfully, it fell underneath me, but sideways, so flush.
Mm.
So I didn't get
Jeez.
cut. But the rest of the stuff just, oh. And then, I was just beginning to get my strength back because I had been sick for about 3 months before that.
Mhm.
Every day is something different, but God, and it got to the point where it hurt. They wanted to I have to do dialysis. There's no way around it. In order to live, I have to do it. But it hurt so bad.
Oh, I
Everybody was like, the
imagine.
swelling will go down. Once the swelling goes down, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And it was like, but you don't understand. Like, it is torture to sit there and it
Oh,
hurts.
yeah.
Oh
So
yeah.
I finally just walked into my primary care doctor's office, who I absolutely love. And I told her I was having a hard time, and this is what happened. This is what's been going on since then. And I don't know what to do at this point. Like, I'm in this deep hole that I can't get out of, and like, I need some help. And she actually came out of her office and talked to me. I went back in a room and we sat there and we talked. And she wrote me a prescription for some painkillers. And then she asked me, have you been reading your Bible? Have you been praying? And it struck me at that moment that no, I hadn't been.
Mhm.
So on a prescription pad, she wrote for me, read one chapter in the Bible every day and listen to praise and worship music as needed.
Mhm.
You
Seems
said
like
this is your doctor, or who is this?
Yeah,
Primary-
it's my doctor.
So
Yeah.
that's somebody that really knows you.
Yeah. Really listens to
She
you.
does. And she wrote it. She was like, I'm going to give you a couple prescriptions. And when I looked at that particular prescription, I just started bawling because I hadn't been praying for myself. I basically had just been sitting around feeling sorry for myself.
Yeah.
Um,
Which is explainable. I mean, completely
Yeah.
understandable too.
She brought me out. She helped me, climb out of that pit. She talked to me. She just listened to me, and I feel much better. And then I went to take my dogs outside today. Oh, I got new doors and some new windows in my house, and I'm so excited about that.
That's when you can tell you're old. That and finding good containers.
They put a lip on the top of the thing because I told them there's a gap, and bugs can just come in, and I don't do bugs. So they put it there to cover it, and I fucking tripped over it today
Ugh.
when I went to take the dogs out. And Tyra's here because she's been here, and tomorrow my baby will be 31 years old.
Good Lord.
I know.
Quick aside, I've known this baby since she was about 6 or 7.
Right?
And she gonna peek in anytime soon or what?
Yep. She just said, should I jump in now?
Yeah, come on in, baby.
Come on in.
Hi, guys.
Hey,
Hello.
how you doing?
How
That is
is
her
everybody?
baby.
Baby girl. She's
Yeah.
not my youngest. In the cabinet, it's in a Ziploc bag.
She's your DNA youngest. That's
She's my
not your
DNA youngest, but I do
She's-
have a boy that's younger than her, and whew, we all getting up there.
Serve app like what he saw.
No, but I'm okay now. I'm still, pain's still there. Still have to go to dialysis, that kind of thing. But I'm able to drive myself now. I'm a little bit better, and I'm worshiping and praying for myself, and it seems to be helping. I know some people don't believe in it, but me, I'm deeply rooted in it, and I wasn't doing it, and I noticed when I started, things started to look up. So,
You know, my whole thing is it's almost like any kind of medication for those who don't believe and for those who do believe. whether it's real or not, it works because of that placebo effect.
Yep.
Mhm.
And I remember when I used to take supplements back when I was younger and doing the bodybuilding thing, they worked, but they were garbage. So somebody would be like, oh, that doesn't work. That doesn't. I'm looking at myself. I'm like, it's working, but it's because my mind,
Mhm.
created enough neuro grooves to say, hey, this is what needs to happen. I heal really fast too, like a freak. It's like if I break a bone,
Wolverine.
it's gonna heal quickly.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I said like Wolverine.
Yeah, pretty much. Jake, not from State Farm, says, here's the thing, JJ, you must have had kids when you were really young. No, my lady, black don't crack. She
Yeah.
just takes care of that
21.
skin.
I was 21 when I had my oldest daughter.
Mhm.
So
How old are you going to be in August, honey?
I will be 52.
52 years old. So that means what would be the third annual JJ none of your damn business blowout
52
birthday spectacular.
or
I think
am
you're 53, aren't you?
I don't know.
You were born in what, 70?
73.
Oh, 52.
Okay.
I do that to myself too. I'll
I don't know. How old am
because
I?
I get ready for that next stage. So it's like I'll be 48. So
And it's-
roughly about November, I start saying I'm 48. And then when January hits, I'm like, I'm turning 49, 40. What the hell am I turning? You gotta do the math and shit.
I can't remember how old I am until I talk to my big brother and he says, no, I'm going to be this age. And I'm like, oh, okay, then that makes me this age.
Every year I can never remember my dad's birthday. It's between 2 days I can never remember. And it's that mental thing that it's like, I always think it's this, so it must be that. And it's the opposite every goddamn time. One day I may get it. She does look 30 something, don't
yeah.
she?
Yeah.
I appreciate that, but
Mhm.
I am 20 years older.
Yep.
Yeah, I
let's
think I'm going to
see.
stop counting at this point because
Yeah.
every day is a blessing.
Oh,
So
I have to
Yeah.
count. I keep telling people, especially with all the science and shit that's coming out, I fully plan to make 126 unless somebody shoots me or some shit like that.
and
But
my dad made 103.
yes, he
Yeah.
did. Yes, he did. And with science, you might be able to do another 20 years.
Yep.
I read somewhere where the absolute limit the human body can get to is roughly between 150 and 155 if you're able to. Basically, it's recovery. When your body stops recovering, that's when you start dying. But as long as you can continually recover and regenerate, as long as you're not putting extra poisons and getting shot and all that kind of shit, you
Yep.
shouldn't go dead tomorrow. How can one not know how old one is? We just explained that, Whiplash.
You just wait. I don't know.
Back it up about a minute and you'll see exactly how.
I don't know how old you are, Whiplash, but you just wait because
It's coming for
once
you.
you have things that you stop looking forward to, like your insurance going down at 25, turning
Right.
the big 3
Well, there's that AARP card.
and then turning the big 40, and kind of after that, you're just like, does it matter?
It
Yep.
really doesn't.
They don't even ask me for my ID. Actually, that's not true. They do ask me for my ID. Should I go
Of
by
course.
this? But
When I color my beard, they ask me for mine. Otherwise, they just hand me the shit.
I think you should keep the salt and pepper. It looks good.
And this is the first time it actually showed up on camera okay, because it's more spread out. But it used to look like, the reason I used to dye it to begin with was because it looked like I was just taking hacks with a razor. It looked more flesh colored than it looked gray. So on screen, it was just like slice. So it did not look good. Hey, Ann, how you doing? It's
Ann.
been a long time
Yeah.
with your pretty self.
Whiplash will be 55.
55. Well, you should know.
See, that's young. That's young too.
You should know. Jake from State Farm, or not from State Farm, said, Jason, what did you weigh when you were wrestling with Jason Drago? It's funny, his name is Jaden Drago, but Jason is his shoot name. I was 205 at that point. So between 205 and 215, I kind of hovered in that area. So I wasn't necessarily a cruiserweight, but I wasn't one of
Right
the
now.
big guys either. Right now, I'm about 174, 175, something like that.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was many inches and many pounds ago, many years too.
Felt that.
Speaking of which, if you guys didn't see that episode on Kenny's show, I believe it was about a month ago. I think it was called like Student Meets Teacher or something like that. You'll see my pretty ass and you'll see Drago. He looks like a wrestler. I mean, shit, you can tell. As I almost snatched the damn thing out of my ear. Yeah, CM, I caught that. Yeah, be nice up there, dude.
I'm going up because I noticed that I missed a couple of these. Yes,
Yep.
praying for our friends in Texas, definitely, with all the flooding.
And those poor babies, those little
I know.
girls, like, what the hell?
And you know, I normally watch the news on a regular basis, and for some reason, like this past week and a half, I just couldn't bring myself to watch anything. Like as soon as I woke up, it was Alfred Hitchcock and not Roseanne, but the Connors.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, Jambi, how you doing? She's one of our fans that shows up every week from the Philippines.
Okay.
In fact, I have a huge Philippine following all of a sudden. That means I have to say it, right, Ghost?
Yes, you do.
It's time once again to take a ride on the coal train. I don't want to be too loud, so I get that damn echo and shit. I forgot to mention that we are live on YouTube as well as Facebook. If you are on YouTube right now, there should be a little red square in the bottom corner that says subscribe. Just hover your little cursor over that, hit subscribe. If you're already subscribed, do not hit that button because it will unsubscribe you. Only reason I know that is because sometimes people subscribe like 13 times in one day. So if the word subscribe is on your screen, don't hit that bad boy.
Nope.
If it says subscribe, hit that bad boy.
Yep. You want to be.
And we love to hear your comments. We go ahead and like us, please. Love us if you really want to, because you know you do. And most of all, share with your friends. You know, even if the show's not for you, it might be for somebody. But I always say, give us 2 weeks, and after 2 weeks you don't like us, give us another damn 2 weeks, loser. So anyway,
Just be patient.
Because what the hell else
Like
are you
it's
doing on
forced.
this evening?
oh, I'm big in India too. All right.
Yeah.
Well, look at me, Mr. International and whatnot.
Right.
I want to take
Let's see. Let's get into some of the topics today. I don't know if I want to jump right into the plane thing or do I?
that cannot be Tyra because Tyra's standing right here.
Yeah, that's the
That's right, I'm putting in the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is that really her?
No, she's standing right here. It's got to be one of my
Oh.
grandchildren.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can I come
Who
say
are-
hi?
Who
Sure.
are you?
You ready?
Of course you can come.
I'm going to switch so she can say hi to you guys.
All
really
righty.
quick.
All right.
Jump, Mama.
Okay, go. You guys.
Don't get nervous.
Nervous?
No kids.
Have you met me?
Oh, I thought it was the grandchild we were talking about.
No, grandchildren are not allowed.
Yeah, they don't need to hear what we're talking about. So what's
What are
going
we
on with
talking
you?
about?
What's that?
What are we talking about?
Just anything and everything right now.
I'm trying to
be
get my
honest,
mom drunk. Let's do that.
trying to get your mom drunk.
Yeah.
Just takes a thimbleful.
Yeah. She can't pee that stuff out.
Yeah, the ghost said she didn't realize JJ was that age. She thought she was like 38, 44. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, she looks good,
I
don't she?
love them.
She said she loves you guys.
Yep.
And like I said, before the beard started going all salt and pepper, which, you know, it seems overwhelmingly people prefer. But yeah, before that, everybody was like
Definitely do.
really surprised I was even in my 40s. But everybody watching right now just sees a hat, a gray beard, and glasses. So they don't know what they're like, you don't look no damn 30 nothing. Let me scroll up here to see if there's anything else.
So do you have big plans for your birthday?
I'm gonna go swim all day tomorrow, and it's gonna be like 98 degrees.
Wow.
I wish it
So-
was 98 degrees down here.
we're gonna spend the day at the swimming pool, and then I'm gonna come home and attempt to get JJ drunk again. That's my goal in life.
That's your goal.
That's like a shot glass, isn't it?
I got Jim Beam pineapple today.
Oh.
And take that out of here. I got Jim Beam pineapple, and I'm trying to get her to try it, and she's not ready. She's like, "What do I chase it with? It sounds so weird." Straight then.
You know, so have you ever watched Drunk History?
Yes,
Yeah, sometimes being drunk and high makes a show better.
it does.
Not as the host though, because I'll be all like
All over
hitting the
the
wrong
place.
buttons. and shit.
Yeah, slurring words.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to the. It's like that time I. Here's a list of people I don't like.
Yeah.
And this is why. No, I'm just kidding. You don't tell people why.
Exactly. Yeah, but anyway, to continue all that the shit I was saying, you can reach me, Coltrane, at my Instagram, which is Jaded_Coltrane. And in a while you'll see why I'm so damn jaded, why I even came up with the name 11 years ago. If you want to reach the show, TraneWreck'D on Instagram is TraneWreck_D. And remember, it's train like powertrain and wreck like a wreck. And you know, when you spell Coltrane, it's not like the coal that you shovel into a fire. It's like Michael Cole or Cole. What's that twin from Dylan Cole or whatever? Sprout. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. Like coal, the name, not
Yes.
not the piece of coal.
Jake, yeah, Bob and his dad are okay. Bob just on Tuesdays, he has Nerd Day, which is Dungeons and Dragons with his friends. So yeah, so you won't be seeing him on Tuesdays. Most likely you'll be seeing me, but he will be on most Thursdays if he so feels like it. Emma, thank you. Man, we have a lot of new people in here today. Love that. Yeah, Mar-a-Lago, that's right. Filipino flags. He likes the show. Appreciate that. I can't see the picture close enough to see if that's a male or a female, but oh, that's a male. Yeah, it popped up on my big screen like no less than 2 seconds after I said that. Billy Sellers is a good person. All right, I believe you. Don't know where that came from, but and our YouTube page, which if you are watching us on Facebook, it is youtube.com/@JadedZen, and spelled just like it looks, Jaded Zen. So going back to the show, so you said, what are you doing tomorrow?
Me
Just
getting
other
drunk.
than getting her drunk.
Getting drunk.
Yep.
Getting her-
There you go.
Getting her drunk.
That's the whole, that's your whole plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, by the end of the year, beginning of next year, we need to all get to Vegas because
I love
yeah.
Vegas. We
yeah,
need
oh
to
yeah.
go.
Oh, yeah.
Well, matter of fact, we need to get you down here because usually about August we're trying to get JJ to come down around her birthday
Yes, she
time.
told me. Yep.
Yep, and some of the adventures we had last time, I don't know if she told you about them, but
She did.
oh howdy.
We're best friends. I know it all.
Shit, if I quit falling, it'll be
Uh,
and the plane's falling out of the fucking air.
all right, good segue. But you know what? Still, to this day, is still the safest way to travel. There's still
It is, yes.
more buses crashing into each other and people walking into the streets and getting run over than there are planes dropping out the sky. But it is still scary because on the news, you know, if it bleeds, it leads. So that's what they're going to lead with is the fiery crash over, you know, some city that never had a crash before. And well, how did it ever happen here? Type of thing. So it just gets way blown out of proportion. What was I about to say? So anyway, with my flight to Omaha, which is like, you know, who the hell wants to go there anyway? Other than if you have family there. My mom had to have surgery. She had a hip replacement. So we decided to go a week before the surgery and stay a week after. So I took my youngest daughter with me, and my oldest daughter works, and so does Shell. But so we flew American, and I will say the trip to Omaha couldn't have gone better. I'd never had better leg room. I'd never had better reception on my phone and all that. I could text, all that kind of shit. They didn't have movies or anything like that, but the what do you call them? The flight attendants were all friendly. Never had that shit before. They always be mean.
Yeah.
I saw one dude on 2 different flights. This happened. I saw one dude just literally, the flight attendant had passed him with the garbage bag, and he still had some trash, so he just tapped her arm, and she arched her back like somebody shot her. And she was like, "Don't ever touch me." I'm like, God damn, it ain't that damn serious.
Dumbass.
But it's like, what was going to happen? Like, was I going to attack her, or
Right.
or was the dude going to wrestle her down or something? Like, what danger was she in imminently? And then there was another flight. These were both on Southwest, where somebody had kind of just into her leg because they weren't paying attention, and she was like, "Do not touch me, please." I'm like, God damn, like, do they teach y'all that in mean shit in training, or what
Right.
the hell?
So one flight I ever took was Allegiant from Grand Island, Nebraska to Vegas.
Yeah, no.
That's like Spirit, a high, like just a little bit level above Spirit.
Oh, so it's not good.
No.
I mean,
No.
it's good.
It wasn't.
but-
I mean,
No,
I have
they're late
nothing
all
to
the
compare
time.
it to. I have nothing to compare it to, but it wasn't bad. So I'm willing to get back on another airplane.
Yeah. Find a better airline though.
The
Only thing
people-
about Legion is the prices are great.
The people next to me were like, "Oh, you've never flown? Would you like a window seat?" I was like, "Oh, you're so kind."
Mhm.
Yeah.
At my age, I like the aisle seats now because if I
Yeah.
gotta get up and pee, I ain't trying to climb over everybody. So anyway, the trip there, like I said, couldn't have gone better. Luggage was picked up right away. Just everything went smooth. Okay. So Saturday the 21st is when we're supposed to come home. Flight, I had this all memorized. Flight was at 4:17 p.m., which means I had to leave Lincoln, Nebraska to get to Omaha. It takes about 55, 60 minutes, depending on where you're coming from. So I was at the airport by 3 because it's a small airport. There's like 8 hangars. And you're going to get through security. Even if it's packed, you're getting through security in 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So anyway, my cousin drops me and Adriana off. And literally, as we're wheeling our bags, as I grab the handle of the door and my ride is 10 minutes gone, my phone goes bloop. And my original flight plan was from Omaha to Dallas, from Dallas to Phoenix. And I was supposed to be in Phoenix by 7:30 Phoenix time. Okay. So this blip that I get is saying, you've been rerouted to O'Hare, Chicago, from O'Hare to Phoenix. So that means I got to be in the air an additional 3 hours that
Oh wow.
I'm not planning on being in the air that damn long.
Mhm.
So as soon as this pops up, and by the way, it was going to have me in Phoenix by 12:30 Phoenix time.
Oh yeah.
So this is like 2:30 Omaha time AM. So I immediately go to the counter, and this dizzy bitch tells me, I want you guys to keep this in mind. She tells me the only way you can get to Phoenix tonight is to go through O'Hare and go back through Phoenix, or come back tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. where we have a direct flight. So I'm losing my shit right now. I'm like, you're telling me this is the only way to get to Phoenix. Okay, so that's established. Okay, so I'm pissed. I'm telling her, like, you need to find some other way to route me, because literally, had I known this shit, I would have kept my ass in Lincoln and stayed another day.
Right.
This is already starting to piss me off. I'm already starting to get anxious. We're ready to be home. Like, we got plans that night to be home and like doing shit. And so literally, it's so bad. I am on the phone with Frontier. Like, well, first I called American because the lady at the desk wasn't doing shit. I said, let me speak to your supervisor, like a big old Karen. And literally 3 feet away, the supervisor comes in, tells me the same stupid shit that she just told me, that they don't give vouchers, they don't give this and that. Basically, fuck you if your flight is fucked up.
Error. We don't do anything to compensate for you.
Yeah, no, it's you're on your own. So I go, to the other side of the airport. I'm making this phone call. I'm sure they can hear me because there's barely anybody there and my voice carries. And so I talked to, her name was Tamika. She was very nice. Couldn't do anything for me. So that pissed me off. As I'm getting off the phone with her, this same dizzy bitch at the counter comes out to me and says, "You're going to Phoenix, right?" "Yes, I'm going to Phoenix. We can get you on that flight to Dallas because whatever the problem was is solved. I guess it was a maintenance issue or whatever. Cool, let's do the shit." Gives us our tickets. We get through security, check our bags, yada, yada, yada. And so we're in the, what do you call them? The terminals or whatever. It's roughly 4:30, 5 o'clock at this point. So what's going on with the plane that's supposed to go to Texas? It's still in Dallas because apparently there's some maintenance issue. Why they don't have backup planes, I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense.
But so the times just kept changing. I kept looking at it. It's cutting it closer and closer.
Mhm.
So essentially, I'm trying to do the math. My flight is going to get to Dallas with about 15 minutes to spare, not until the next flight boards, but until it takes off.
And
So
close
so
the
they're
doors.
boarding. As I'm landing, they're boarding. And I've already had an experience with American about 10 years ago where we landed on time, but some dumb fuck at the hangar didn't leave on time. So we're waiting on the tarmac for him to leave. Then we finally get in. I missed my connecting flight in Atlanta. So that happened with American 12 years ago. Okay, so going back to this whole situation. Okay, so I'm looking at the map of Dallas-Fort Worth. Literally from the terminal I'm dropped off to the terminal I have to go to is literally 1 mile. So I'm trying to plan like, okay, we need a cart. We're going to need all this type of shit. Okay, so the plane from Dallas finally gets to Omaha, but they got to deboard it. They got to clean it. They got to do this and that. And uh-oh, something else fucking happened. So my phone blings again. And I look down and once again, it says, I'm not going to make this connection because now the plane is going to leave at 6:45 Dallas time. And I'm going to land at 6:55 Dallas time. So clearly not going to make that connection. So I go up to the dude at the counter. I'm like, look, I said, this is getting ridiculous. They've canceled this flight. They're trying to put me back on O'Hare, but they might not be able to because they've already filled that flight. I can't get on Frontier anymore because that flight is within an hour, so you can't book. And so when I tell him this, he's like, "Oh, yeah, you're not going to hit your connection." And I stared at him for like 5 full seconds. I was like, "No, I'm not." So
Dumb fuck.
I need you to figure out how to get me to Phoenix. My phone blips. Okay, so now they're offering me a free hotel, free meals in Dallas, when I get there because my flight's going to be in the AM. I am hot as fish grease.
But the ironic thing is they said before that they wouldn't offer you any vouchers.
I was just going
Right.
to say, didn't they say they wouldn't do that?
Well, they were basically talking about flight vouchers because I was like, this is wasting all my damn time because,
Uh-oh.
I spent too much money on this shit for this to be happening this way.
Okay.
Okay, so the dude's like, "Oh, you're gonna miss your connection." I'm like, "Yeah, no shit." So this other lady comes and she's like, "You're trying to go to Phoenix?" I know you heard me say this 15 fucking times. So she's typing like click. 2 fucking terminals down, I hear the announcement. Omaha to Phoenix direct, boarding in 15 minutes.
What a
I
miracle.
looked at that lady and said, "What the fuck? There's a direct flight to Phoenix?" "Yeah, you want me to get you on that?"
No, I want to stay here for the rest of the night.
Well, I would prefer to have a layover, dumb fuck.
So she proceeds to tell me like, "Well, you guys aren't going to be able to sit together. I don't give a shit. Your luggage may not. I don't give a shit." She's like, "Matter of fact, we may be able to get your luggage." So she printed out 2 new tags, called this dude that looked pissed to be called, and said, "Get the bags off the Dallas flight and get them on this Phoenix flight. She said, there's a small chance you won't receive your bags, but if you don't, they'll deliver them to you. I don't give a shit. Just get us home. Okay, so I already know, like, I don't know which Murphy I pissed off, Charlie, Eddie, or who, but Murphy's Law is about to kick in. And so we land. The flight was okay, decent flight. We land. It's, everybody gets off accordingly. The first time it wasn't like a cow herd, We get to the luggage, and of course, it's not there. And we're just standing there, and then it says all luggage delivered. I'm like, God damn. So we go to the office and, explain everything that happened. And now keep this in mind. As I'm filling out this form, when I put my zip code in, it should populate Chandler, Arizona. That's the actual city I live in. When I put the zip code in, it populated Phoenix. And I said, well, no, it's Chandler. So I had to manually override that. Okay, that's key. So, she tells me, yeah, your shit's on the way to Dallas. It'll get there by tonight. And then, it should get here by midnight. We'll deliver it to you by tomorrow. Okay, whatever. I got the shit in my bag. I got my meds. I got drawers at home. It don't really matter. So that was Saturday night. So Sunday comes and goes. And I'm trying to look at the tracking numbers and stuff. And it's just saying, first it said it's in Dallas. Then it said missing. Then it said one was in Dallas. I mean, it was just all over the goddamn place. Monday. So yeah, Sunday went all the way through with no actual answer. Monday, I get a alert that one bag has been delivered by Rodney or whatever the fuck his name is. So I'm like, one bag? What the fuck? So I was like, oh, at least I got one. So I go down there.
Delivered
to my home. Yeah. So you've been to my place. When you open up the front door, you can see the whole neighborhood. It's just wide open. So I go out there. This is a big blue suitcase on wheels. I don't see it anywhere. I don't see it at the neighbors. I don't see it at the other neighbors. I even, checked behind bushes. I walked around the house. I walked to the neighbor's house, 2 doors down, just in case. And there's no picture proof. And so I call American, and this is the one time I didn't get a name, but I got a timestamp, bitch. She, from the very first moment, was just not meant for this job, was just a snatch. So I tell her what's going on, and she says, so where the bags are routed to where? And I said, Phoenix. And I said, wait, Chandler. And so even though I corrected myself, she still wanted to go on this little, well, you see, it comes in through the airport of the city. And then from there, blah, 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 blah. If she'd have shut the fuck up, I would have told her that I asked that because the last time I put my zip code in there, Phoenix populated, which made me a little bit worried that this delivered bag is somewhere in Phoenix, and people are going through all my shit right now. So we're going round and round, and all she can do is continually tell me, it says here that your bag is delivered. Yes, I'm telling you it's not. And there's 2 bags. Well, it says right here that it's delivered. I'm telling you it's not. It's a big blue bag. I know my colors. I know what bags look like. I circled my house. I looked around the neighborhood. It's not here. But it says right here. I was like, it's not here. What don't you understand about this? And then this bitch started getting a little bit, oh, I understand, sir. And blah, blah. I said, you know what? Give me somebody above you. Oh, I would be more than happy. I said, you know what? Save the goddamn speech and give me somebody above you. This bitch hung up on me. So, the train. Got in my car and physically went down to the airport. So I enter the bag office, and Vanessa, very, very nice sister. She did everything she could, took down my complaints and everything. I told her exactly what happened. And it was one of those things where when you call and you're on hold, you have the option hit a number and then they call you back, so that's what happened. And she said, did you call us or did we call you? And I said, I called you, but you called me back. And here's the timestamp of when it started. And here's the timestamp of when it ended. She wrote all that shit down. And, and she said she's going to take care of that. And so when she looked up my bags, she was like, oh, they're both on the way to your house right now. She was like, I have no idea why, why the system said that or what. She apologized profusely. Oh, and to make this even more complicated, as we're filling out the shit for our bags, Saturday night, my daughter's bag is pink. There is no option for pink. They have all the colors but pink. And I even said that there's no pink. Oh, yeah, just fill in the red and then write pink next to it. So I'm like, this already sounds fucked up.
Yeah.
So anyway,
How many
going
people
back,
have
go
pink bags? Why
I,
would they?
I do. I have
that, and that's what she said. I've been complaining for months about this, and they still haven't changed it. So anyway, so Vanessa helps me out. She says your bags are on the way home. I'm like, cool, thank you so much. Yada yada yada. One thing I forgot to mention when we landed is they quickly rescinded those vouchers for the hotel and for meals. So those weren't even available anymore. On top of that, when that lady took the tags off my original bags, there are now 4 numbers for 2 bags, which made this even more confusing. So, getting back to everything, the bags are on the way home. So I'm like, cool, thank you so much. I'm on my way there. My daughter texts me, shows me a picture of my bag, which has a wheel broken clean off that sumbitch to the point to where the interior is showing.
Oh,
yeah, and it won't even stand up straight because this suitcase has the 4 wheels on it, so you can stand it up.
You can go multi-directional.
So it falls over now.
Yep.
Somebody just threw your shit.
Yeah, somebody just tossed that motherfucker. So between the rudeness, the being switched like literally 6 times in one night, and I got all the pictures, I got all the screenshots and shit like that. I gathered all that shit up, and even though it was a few weeks ago, I'm about to send that letter via email. Basically everything that happened, I got it typed up all nice and professional. I got the pictures and shit. And I hashtagged American Airlines and I added them on Instagram on purpose. So when I show this clip, I better get some goddamn compensation because there's enough people. I'm not famous, but there's enough people that watch me that fly. And I got enough friends who have their own podcast that fly. So get your shit together.
Yeah,
that's all I'm asking. All I want is an apology, half my fare back. That's fair. And then pay for my damn bag too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was gonna say, or a new bag.
Yeah. But I don't think that's unreasonable for the weekend that I had with that airline from the beginning, thinking that it was going to be so smooth because I usually travel Southwest. Now they charge for bags, so there's nothing that makes them special. And matter of fact, they're starting to assign seats now too, which is something I always wanted because I can't stand doing that battle royal for a seat because there's always some jackass that sits right in the middle seat. It's awkward to go on either side of them.
Yep.
So, yep. Let's see. Nothing worth seeing up here. My cursor would just work. Yeah, just a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah.
What the hell is the Kroger scheme?
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
So anyway, the airline industry's motto just seems to be like, sorry. Hey, Jake, good night. Thanks for tuning in, man. He tunes in every week, or at least every week we're on. So we appreciate you, bro. Shout out to you. But yeah, basically the airlines are like, yeah, we don't value your shit or your intelligence, but enjoy your pretzels and stale Coke here. So yeah, those of you that are watching right now, again, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down in the lower right corner. Anytime you watch this show, it should be there. Other than that, just tell your friends about it. You can go ahead and forward the show to anybody. Of course, it won't be live when they watch it, but it'll still be entertaining. So go ahead and like us, share us, comment on us, tell us what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like to see, what you'd like to see less of. And I'll probably troll you and do more of what you want to see less of. Just that kind of jackass. But so going from that story, which was just god damn, it's just been the past few weeks have just been one of those. If I weren't on meds, I think I would be just fucking out of my mind right now. Yeah.
So Jake, not from State Farm, has requested this a couple of times, so I don't know if you have any.
I don't have any on tape. I mean, I have bits and pieces, but I got injured before I was actually able to, go into the paying portion of it. So I have a couple of, I guess you would call dark matches. So, just the matches in front of the boys, but not necessarily with the crowd there. I got into it when I was 32. So, when they talk about your bump card filling up, I basically found somebody else's nearly expired card on the way to the arena and used up what was left of that bad boy. But yeah, those of you that saw Drago on Bowling Show, I'm going to try to get him on here sometime soon. I was able to talk to him just a little bit earlier, a quick text, and I can't wait to get with him again. Yeah, we had fun back in the day.
Yep.
So kind of along with the airplane story, I went to Omaha/Lincoln to visit my mom and some family. And the one thing that I forget every single year is that goddamn crab pot mentality Nebraska has. You guys know what that is?
I do.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I even talked to my counselor. Yeah, I even talked to my counselor about it, and she said, the Midwest, it's basically you left me, so you need to make all the accommodations to be with me again.
Mm-hmm.
It's because I noticed, I'll travel and there'd be so many people. Let's get together. I'm like, well, yeah, let's all meet at this one place. Oh, can't you come here, motherfucker? I just traveled 2,200 miles, like, And then the other insulting thing is when I say, like, why don't you ever come down? Oh, it's too expensive.
But I fucking making it here.
I make it here with 4 people and a dog at times, and I know it's expensive, but I kind of make it a priority, But yeah, it's just, and if you don't know what the crab pot mentality is, basically, if a bunch of crabs are in a bucket, there's a few that's going to climb on a few trying to escape, but instead of helping that crab escape, the rest of them will pull them back down. And that I've heard that with the Midwest, and I've heard it with Canada, that it's a crab pot mentality because everybody wants to be comfortable. And when you have dreams that are outside of that comfort zone, they dog you. They try to, get you. They doubt you. They make you doubt yourself. And then when you dare to believe in yourself and get away from all that shit and actually start getting a little bit of success, man, that pisses people off. Because not only do they'll support you, like your real day ones will support you, but the other ones that kind of say shit with like backhanded compliments and stuff, it's just, you can just tell they're not happy for you and that they're jealous because of the things that you're doing that they don't have the heart or the balls to do.
Yep.
And that's been Nebraska every year. Every year I've had to eliminate at least 1 or 2 friends that on my way there, yeah, let's get together, let's do this and that, yeah, rah, rah, rah. And I get there and it's fucking radio silence, even though I'm texting, calling, DMing. I know you read it. I know you had to have read it by now. I'll leave 2 weeks later. Oh, we didn't get together and blah, blah. Yeah, fuck you.
That's because you left me on red, motherfucker.
Exactly. So I will say, some of you that are watching on Facebook right now, you may see add friend next to me because I have quietly gotten rid of a few of you because you're not my friend. If you were my friend, you would make time once a year to give me a half hour. So especially if you're saying you're going to. Now, if you're on vacation or, you tell me to begin with, I don't think it's going to work out. It's not going to work out. But, and even if you say we might get together, that's cool too. But if you say we are going to get together and I am going to call you and I'm going to do this and that, literally the past 8 times I've gone in a row I've had to eliminate somebody because they did that to me.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's the point? We're grown. Like,
Right.
I can handle you saying, hey, I got sick, or hey, I just, something came up, or I don't feel like it, I don't feel good, whatever. I'm a grown ass man. I can understand
Communicate.
that. What I don't understand is just completely ghosting somebody.
Mhm.
I don't get that. Is like, don't you even feel kind of
Crunchy.
crunchy?
Mhm.
It
Some
just
people know.
no, and that's the truth. It's just like I won't mention anybody by name, but there were family members that I would every birthday I would send, either a gift card or a check or something to each member of the family. And days and weeks would go by and I'd have to like reach out like, did you get that? Because not a thank you, not a kiss my ass, not this ain't my size, none of that shit. Unless I say, did you get it? And then, oh yeah, we were busy, blah, 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 blah.
Too
Bullshit.
busy to say thank you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. Who
It's like
raised
the
you?
moment you open something, like I'm texting.
Right.
Yeah. What was that?
She said, "Who raised you?" And I said, "Right."
Exactly. Exactly.
Mhm. Well, yeah,
'Cause
I mean, when I was raised, if we got a gift from anybody, we had to write a handwritten thank you
same
card.
here.
Yep.
Same here.
And we've kind of got away with it or gone away from it recently with our girls, but we always had the girls do that when they were growing up too. And every once in a while, they will do that for, if they get a gift from somebody. But it's just natural. It's not something that I have to even think about, but
If you're raised in any kind of way.
yeah. I don't understand that concept of you receiving and not even showing any type of gratification for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even a
I don't
text
get it.
to say thank you is,
Exactly.
like
Even an
come on.
emoji. I mean, something. But yeah, and then of course my birthday would get forgotten, and it was just I started realizing, and that's why, people are like, why are you so dark anymore? That's the reason. Because I can't depend on them, y'all
Because
motherfuckers no
people.
more. Exactly. My circle is real tight and real small. And those people know who they are because they're the people I actually reach out to, and those people reach out back. So that's just kind of how that works. I mean, and even if I don't reach out for a while, I at least reach out to say, I know it's been a while. Sorry, I've been, doing XYZ or whatever, but I'll get with you,
Right.
ABC or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
And that's just common courtesy. Like I said, I got family members that'll tell you I'm on my way and you won't see them motherfuckers for a week.
Yeah.
How you on your way?
Are you away from where? Where were you?
Exactly.
Did you get lost? Did you go to a couple of different states before you decided to come over?
Yeah, I don't get it. And there's sometimes where I will overpromise because I think I can actually do it. But if I'm going to come up short, I'm letting you know, like, hey, I'm coming up short, like, my bad, but to completely dump the entire project because you're embarrassed that you're not going to do what you said you're going to do is just
Childish.
Just childish. Yeah.
100%. Yep.
So Nebraska, do better because y'all are the masters of ghosting. Y'all the masters of fake friendship. Y'all the masters of smiling in one motherfucker's face and talking shit behind their backs. I mean, it's just, every time I go, I forget why I left, and then I remember once I get there.
My brother says the same thing.
Yep.
He says the exact same
thing. It doesn't take
thing.
long to remember either.
It's like when they used to say about Vietnam, it's like, the whole time I was here, I thought about going back. And when I went back, all I could think about was going there. And that's the way it is. I get all excited to go there and then I'm there. I'm like, shit, I'm kind of homesick now because not only is like traffic is slow, people are just, they're nice, but they're not kind. And, it's really hard to trust people like that. It's just, bleh.
And let us not forget the driving on the roads.
Oh my God.
Lincoln.
That's
and
ridiculous.
and I forgot about how much how rednecks love noise. All them farms and shit. So between trucks with like souped up engines, semis, motorcycles, my parents live, it used to be an interstate, but now it's just a busy ass street. So if you have the window even cracked, you just hear when people start like Jake braking, like those semis, you hear, it's like it's them breaking the engine.
I've always wondered
And
what that
it
was.
makes that real loud noise. It'll always be right when the punchline hits or right when the whodunit's about to happen that fucking noise will go by, and I ain't got closed caption on.
It's like, what did he say? I missed that.
And I'll be mad too. I'm like,
Can't rewind it.
It'll be a motorcycle farting down the road or something, but I hate, that's where I'm like damn near autistic. Like noises, sudden noises will piss me off for the next 15 minutes. And there really actually is something about like, because when you're ADHD, you're kind of on the spectrum anyway.
Yeah.
So there's something to that, but a loud, sudden noise when I'm at peace will piss me off to no end, and I'm mad for a good 10 minutes. Like I can't get over it. So that was not a fun experience for me. Being with my mom, that's always fun. Being with my cousins, always fun.
Right.
Got to see some of my day ones. I got to see Jesse and Angel, and actually I got to see John. He was disappointed that you didn't get to come.
I was too.
Him and George came, and my friend Erica and Christy was there too, that you heard from earlier. Matter of fact, she's probably going to do some production work for us starting in the next couple of weeks when I'm going to try to get that program we had before where there's like 4 of us that can be engineers on this thing. I had to drop down to the 2-man thing because them some bitches doubled the price and they doubled it like a month before renewal. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll downgrade until, I can build up enough money to do that shit to begin with. But yeah, it was price. It started last year. I paid $420 something for the year, and that shit went to $8 something. I was like, oh hell no.
Damn.
If anything, we'll just do it on our phones and put that shit on YouTube.
Right? Figure out how to figure it out.
Yeah, but I figured out how to make it happen. But yeah, that's that's my whole story about why my circle is shrinking, why I'm getting darker and jadeder, and why I am the ordained outlaw anymore. Jadeder. Let's see. Next week,
Totally
what do we got
reasonable.
going on? What's that?
I said totally reasonable. I get it.
Next week, we will go back to our murder mystery type things where at the last half of the show, we talk about some shit that's been unsolved and wonder if we can solve it. But next week, it is the disappearance of Emanuela Orlandi at the Vatican. So let's see. Apparently, a 15-year-old girl vanishes in Rome in 1983. And for over 4 decades, whispers of popes, spies, and secret societies have kept the case buried in fog. Was it a simple kidnapping, or did the Vatican know more than they ever admitted? We're following the smoke to see if there's still fire. Not going to miss this one. So next week, the disappearance at the Vatican. We're going to get in some, what is that movie? The Da Vinci Code type shit.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's always fascinating with religious type shit, because it's supposed to be like the purest of the pure. And sometimes when you dig real deep, man, you'll see the darkest of the dark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've never seen the Da Vinci Code, but I read the book. So.
Oh, shit. If you can read the book, you can definitely sit through the movie. Because I was about to say it's long, but yeah, if you're reading the book, then I think you'll be all right. Hey, CM, thanks a lot, brother.
Good night.
Thanks for showing up every week. And upcoming this year, among the stories we'll be talking about is the Taos hum, which we were going to do earlier in the year, but other shit got in the way. So basically, it's a sound that some people can hear, but no people can prove.
Oh yeah.
We already talked about the Pollock twins. Remember the twins that we couldn't tell if they were reincarnated or not. So we may talk about them again. But the toxic woman, there was an ER patient who literally made medical staff collapse and get sick just
Oh.
being around her. Let's see, where was the other one? Yeah, this has a whole bunch of stuff that we're not gonna be. There was one more that was like really, really interesting. And of course, it didn't print out with the other stuff, but whatever. But we are, go ahead.
Leave them in suspense.
Yeah, there you go. But we are back every Wednesday live, barring injury, illness, death, or something falling on us.
Why you
or
look at
just-
me when you say that?
actually look to the right. It'd actually be my ass. Remember that whole week when Guy was just kicking my ass because I cussed him
Oh
out?
yeah.
Yeah, that was. We'll probably revisit that too. But yeah, next week we'll be talking about the disappearance of the Vatican. Take 3. Vatican.
See?
Oh, disappearance at the Vatican next week. Go with take 4. We're gonna go with that one. More current news and pop shit. We'll see if anything has happened to JJ as far as if she's fallen down again or got ran over or something just fell out the sky.
I was going to say, you
highly
you
possible.
injured yourself, but I got whooping cough. Who gets
Oh.
whooping cough?
And she
Because
got
I know
scarlet
young
fever 10
girl-
years ago. The more medieval ass diseases.
Yeah, I had scarlet fever like 13 years ago, but I don't go anywhere, so I have no idea how I got it. But
You imagine her
I'll
being
say-
in public all the time.
huh,
Maria
Weren't you
Whitmore.
vaccinated for it?
Whooping cough?
quite possibly, but
Maybe as a baby, but I'm
I'm gonna get
I guess I thought that was something that lasted your entire life.
I honestly don't remember. I mean, of course, being a baby, but I don't remember if that's one of the regular vaccines or not.
I don't know, but somebody suggested that I get the vaccination again just to
'Cause
make
you're
sure I
old.
don't get it again. But yeah, and the interesting thing is I was on an antibiotic for it, and the doctor told me that after my antibiotic, I can still cough, have this horrible, disgusting cough for up to 8 weeks afterward.
Then what's the damn point? What's the point in
Well,
taking
to get the virus out at
So-
least.
well, so
I
it's-
know, but
so it's
still
not
you feel like
it's
ass.
highly contagious. If I didn't get the antibiotic, I could have spread it. So I'm very lucky that I didn't spread it to anybody else. But I have no idea how I got it. But fortunately, nobody else in the family got it. My parents were in town like a month and a half ago. They didn't get it, and because I was around them when I
They're
had been
very
coughing.
old.
So I don't know. But at least I was the only one that got it.
And at least you got over it. So there's that.
I'm still working on it. Every morning I still sound disgusting, but at least it doesn't last all day long.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
kind of crunchy and gross sounding.
Yeah, it's
You sound like a 20-year smoker.
yeah, it's and like a wheezy cough. Yeah, it's not pretty.
Ugh.
Wheezing, George, I got a coffee. Yeah, so again, if you're watching us on Facebook, go ahead and try to join us on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe. It is youtube.com/@JadedZen. Remember that /@JadedZen. I don't know why they do that, but that's just the way they want to do it now. And again, next week we'll be talking about the Vatican disappearance. Y'all said it right that time.
Yes, you did.
The latest news and entertainment. As far as the other show, Conversations with Coltrane, we actually have to start recording that again. There was just a lot of life that got in the way, so we'll get back on that. And of course, that is the pre-recorded show where we talk about mental health, just basic human failings and human decency, humanisticness. That's a new word I'm going to
That
make.
works. I like that word. I like it.
Oh man. So yeah, and join us live every Wednesday again, barring injury, illness, falling, getting sucked off the planet, just any of that weird shit. Every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Arizona time / Pacific time, 10 o'clock Eastern, every Wednesday, because everybody always asks, every Wednesday, every time at 10 p.m. Eastern. And thanks for all of you who have joined us. Let's see, CM, Jake, not from State Farm, Christy, Terry, hot dog, and a whole bunch of other people. So, to end this show, the truth is you got to stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You got to stop flying coach in people's lives when you're meant to be the pilot of your own piece. So for JJ, for Shell, and for the rest of everybody else in the world who's watching, this is Coltrane saying tune in next week, and we will see ya.
Peace.